Alright, welcome back, Pokemon enthusiasts. We're here for the Blue Conference Semi-Finals. This is between Eoin on the left side, as we see right here, and Jarrett over on the right. This is looking to be an exceptionally fantastic game based on, we all know the sets. Maybe you guys don't know yet because we haven't showed them off, but these are some fantastic teams right here. These are some fantastic players right here, so I hope you guys are all very excited. This is looking to be, like I said, a fantastic game. So I'm gonna pass it over to my partner right here, Tristan, and let me hear what you guys think about our matchups right here.
Well, I gotta say, both Jarrett and Owen, great seasons. They showed us their teams. We know these are playoff teams. They mean business.
100%.
And just going off matchups, I honestly think Jarrett has it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
All right,
Jarrett
all right,
has
all
it.
right. I'm liking the Lele. I'm liking it. I'm liking the Sableye. You know, it's the new Sableye Talon. But it's pretty fun looking teams on both sides. Owen's got a lot of that secret tech in the back right here. But yeah, for sure, it's looking to be a very fun game right here. What are you expecting here as the potential leads on each side?
I think typical for any person that has a Mega Sableye, a Mega first turn does not hurt anyone.
Right, right. Something of course
But
worth
in the
mentioning though
same
is,
boat, in the same boat,
huh?
Owen has the tech.
Right, right. But what I was going to say is, on the same note, the Sableye is not actually carrying Protect or Fake Out, so if he did lead against an unfavorable matchup like the Sylveon, he would of course be forced out by the Sylveon. So we do, as we have mentioned previously, have the Heracross as the lead and the Sableye as the lead. Nothing too crazy right there. Now we do know that, as a matter of fact, this happens to be a maybe not a suicide lead, but it is a dedicated lead. Focus Sash variant, I suppose. It's a dedicated Focus Sash lead variant for a lot of just kind of an all-purpose lead against a lot of things. If it led against the Tapu Lele, it would just be all-purpose. If it led against pretty much anything, it would just be able to guarantee to live any of those one hits. But on the other hand, we do know that this Sableye, we did mention, it's not carrying the Protect, it's not carrying the Fake Out. Instead, it's carrying the Hidden Power Flying, predicting potentially a substitute Heracross, potentially a Heracross that's designed to take on the Sableye a little bit better. So that works out, and it takes a lot of damage right there, but, I mean, the Mega Horn is not going to kill after that, unless, of course, it was Guts, which, actually, it might be Guts, to be
It
honest, so
is
I should
guts.
probably take
It
that
is
back.
guts. In
Okay,
fact.
so I'm bad. Never mind! Alright, so anyways, so it is Guts, so Mega Horn is going to do, it's going to do a lot of damage, let's be real right here. Um, really, anything that switches in is going to take a lot of damage anyways, even if he does stay in, even if he does switch at all. Just Guts boost to Heracross is not something you typically like to play around with, to be quite frank. Now, haven't talked about it, but have to bring it up right here. As mentioned, this is the semi-finals, so both contenders are playing for the chance to go into the finals versus King, the man, the myth, the meme, who drafted Cosmium, round one for a grand total of 0 points, and then lost it in gambling. So that'll be very fun. Both opponents would be definitely deserving of the position. Definitely going to put an extremely good game when they go against King. Of course, we'll have to see going into that who it's going to be. So what are you thinking right here is the next step for each player to make right here?
Right here, I think Owen was actually put a little bit behind the eight ball when he. I would say it's a kind of an over prediction that he went for the Stone Edge here
Right.
because now that that happened, it allows Jarrett to actually live a
Yeah.
Mega Horn if Owen wants to go for it.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. No, I can see that. I can see that. But on the same note, Megahorn, not known for being the most accurate move in the world, could have just landed off to the side. Because
That is true.
to be fair,
That is true.
going for a move like Stone Edge, right? It's not a stat move. It's not a move that would have done an exceptionally large amount of damage. So of course it's going to hit. But the game-changing move, if you went for the Mega Horn, he just would have missed it. So it's pretty fair to say he just was predicting that miss. Decided, let me just get a little bit of damage off with the Stone Edge, force that recover. Now we do have the switch out here into the Sylveon, Silver the Sylveon. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is a Choice Scarf variant for Sylveon. Owen is bringing a lot of really interesting things. Dual Scarfs, um, Pixelate boosted Sing with that Baton Pass, Hidden Power Rock, and Hyper Voice. Because when everything dies to Hyper Voice or Hidden Power Rock in the case of Volcarona, you actually don't really need any other moves. So Baton Pass just to, trick people into saying that you would go for another move. And,
a crit. Ooh.
Of course, it was Choice Scarf, so that's an interesting. But I mean, obviously, he would have switched out the turn after. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Very good play, of course. Very nice play that he made that. I mean, that's, of course, the play that it would have gone for. If Sableye had the Protect, that would have been an interesting thing for him to go for right there, just to scout. But we do now have the Tapu Lele in versus the Sylveon. And this is a Berry and a Calm Mind variant. So he's just going to go for the Calm Mind right here. Psychic Terrain is up. Uxie happens to be in. And speaking of really interesting sets right here, Tristan, what is this Uxie set?
This Uxie is in fact Stealth Rocks, Calm Mind, Dazzling Gleam, and I believe it's Shadow Ball with Barium Z. So it could. The plan is to take out that Sableye.
Fire off that Twinkle Tackle for sure. So 0 stab, but 0 stab is needed when Sableye is the Pokemon that's going to be switching into the Stealth Rocks. Not, of course, going to be the case right here, because we did taunt it right here. So we do have the Tapu Lele right here, sitting pretty comfortably here with a boost of its own. It's just going to start firing off the Moonblast. That's going to do a lot of damage. The Shadow Ball, not so much, because that special defense boost is right there. And the Moonblast is going to be taking the Uxie out this next turn. And you have to look right here, a little bit of prep. That is a max HP, but a max special attack Uxie right here, so it's not able to take a second hit from the Moonblast.
It is not. And I think when Eoin was prepping, I think it was the right mindset
of course, right, for the Sableye.
That Uxie having its 130 special or base defenses, all it really needs in order to take out that Sableye with his set is HP investment.
Of course. No, completely agree. No disagreements on the sets. Just an interesting thing to bring up right here. That just kind of how the EVs are turned out right there. So, and an interesting thing, of course, to mention as well is that's max special attack. That's a modest nature Uxie right there, and that only did 30%.
You know, from my experience with an Uxie, though, I find that rather impressive.
I mean, I can agree to that, to be fair. I mean, the Calm Mind is up, and of course, this is a Tapu Lele, known for having a pretty decent, specially defensive stat. Not so much on the defensive side, but it does have a pretty nice special defense set.
Yes, it does. Now, if we look here, I think a proper play for Eoin, at least, would at least be going into his Zard X here. Try to scare it out with like a Flare Blitz or so.
I can see that for sure. Is the Charizard Adamant or Jolly? Okay, so it is Jolly. So it is a little bit weaker, but of course it is going to be able to outspeed the Tapu Lele, which is the important part. Charizard, a hard enough Pokemon in itself to switch into at the end of the day. So I can 100% see Charizard be coming in right here. Eoin does have Dual Choice Scarf in the back. However, none of them is going to be able to threaten Tapu Lele enough that it would justify bringing it out. So Charizard is the Pokemon rather of choice to be bringing out. So no time to think right there. No time at all to think for Jarrett right there. He goes hard to Sableye.
The damage.
That is Charizard for you right there. For sure. This does have Foul Play, so Charizard is not able to just start throwing off Dragon Dances right here. It can't start going for a sweep because it does, like I said, it's called the Foul Play. That's going to threaten it. That is going to be pressuring it rather, from going for any sort of boosts to try to kind of take it home, I suppose you could say. So that is going to be the Sableye going down and the Charizard down to 67%. And we're going to see the Terrakion come out after that. And of course, this, as we mentioned as well, is a Choice Scarf Terrakion. Not the most relevant thing to mention right now, because of course it's just naturally faster, but I mean, it is something to mention. So what's coming in right here? What is going to be taking this this rock move, this stab rock move, this incredibly powerful Terrakion stab rock move?
If anything, if there's an expendable Mon, to me, it would at least be superior because it kind of gets walled by the last few months.
I can see that. The Goodra just being in the back, of course, is just a relevant threat. And even though it does outspeed the Tapu Lele, and even though it does outspeed a lot of relevant Pokemon, it's you do still have the dual choice scarf in the back, and you do still have the Charizard. So it's, I mean, it's interesting. It's an interesting thing to think. It's an interesting kind of thing to go around. The Heracross potentially as well, a potential Pokemon. If he's not going to be sacking the Heracross right here, which as it looks like as we can see right here, it looks very much like that is exactly what he's going to be doing. Because like I said, like, it's not going to be doing a whole heck of a lot. It's going to outspeed the Goodra, which, yeah, in itself is kind of a nice thing. But we do have Thundurus, we do have Tapu Lele, we do have Terrakion, and we do have, as we see right here, a low enough health and a toxic Heracross. And it's Focus Sash, as we mentioned, so it's not Scarf, it's not anything along the lines of that. Pulling up the nice crit right there, not relevant. What is relevant is that he didn't miss, he's going to hit, so very, very nice right here. Speaking of Serperior, that is exactly what's going to be coming in right now.
And as if you saw what Owen did versus Brian, the famous substitutes comes
Of course,
out.
yeah. Owen definitely well known for liking substitute on his Serperior. Now this is a substitute toxic set. It also got Hidden Power Rock for the Volcarona, but toxic, very nice for whittling down very defensive, very bulky things. Very much so like the Goodra right here, and this serves. As you'll see right now, it's being played very much so like you would play a substitute Leech Seed variant of Serperior. You get the status onto the Pokemon that's supposed to be a check to you, that's supposed to be a counter to you. You sub a few times, their HP stat goes down a little bit. They're no longer a counter or a check to you after they take that damage. That's exactly right. What's happening right here? This Goodra it's a Sap Saber Goodra. It's a Goodra that's going to be here to deal with this Serperior, and look at what we're looking at right now. It's at 40%.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of a strategy that Owen likes to go with. If there's something that needs to be settled with on his team, he will do whatever it takes. And at this point, it's substitute toxic.
For sure. Now, it's 4-4 right here, 2 Pokemon down on each side, but you have to give the ball in the court right here. You have to give the momentum rolling here onto Owen's side right here. Or at least I would if I was looking at the game in that sense. We've got a 38% Tapu Lele, we've got a pretty much 40% Goodra with a Toxic on it. So if you're Owen, you got to be feeling pretty relaxed right here.
Yeah, I would. At this point, I think a Sylveon could come in and make him feel like he's not really safe. Or Charizard could come in.
For sure, we can see the Charizard coming in. We can see the Sylveon coming in. Neither Pokemon exceptionally easy to switch in. However, Sylveon does have that nice additional benefit right here coming in, being Choice Scarfed, that it doesn't even have a resist that Jarrett can be going out into, because if he went into the Charizard, then he has to be thinking, is he going to go to the Terrakion? But going out to the Sylveon, there's nothing that's switching into this. Nothing is going to be wanting to switch in to the Sylveon right here. And another interesting thing to bring up, right here, Psychic Terrain is up. If he goes out into Thundurus, he's not going to be able to Thunder Wave this Sylveon.
No, he is not. And something to kind of point out here is Jarrett does not have Iron Head on his Terrakion, or Poison Jab. He has nothing to really do super effective damage to the Sylveon. All he could do is kind of hope for Rock Slide misses.
Right, or Rock Slide misses. Or he could, I mean, if he can get a significant amount of... If he can get enough damage off onto the Sylveon, then it's going to be relevant enough. Now, I may not know the Sylveon calcs off the top of my head, and I do know that this is an Assault Vest Goodra. We all know that Assault Vest Goodra is exceptionally fat. However, I'm not confident on this right here. I mean, again, I don't know the calcs. I haven't put both calcs into each other. Either set into the calc right here, but I mean, just looking at the matchup right here, I'm not exceptionally confident about the Goodra being able to live this next hit. Being said, he could be... Yeah, no, I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to see. I could eat my own words right here in a second. But I'm not entirely sure.
If we look at it, Goodra has...
is it max special defense? What is it?
No, it's not max special
defense. No, it's just,
but it has max HP.
It is max HP. It is Assault Vest.
Mm-hmm.
This is Sylveon, though. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think so. He could be... I mean, this is another interesting thing right here that I could potentially bring up, that I could potentially say. He could be trying to get the Thunder Wave off, because he can go into Thunderous right here. Actually, no, I don't think that would work, because if I'm not mistaken, Thunderous is going to live this hit, but I think Terrain is still going to be up after this turn, so Thunderous can't go for the Thunder Wave after this turn.
No.
Unless I'm missing something. So he's going to be able to fire off the Hyper Voice right here. Unfortunate that the Gujar went down right there. But like I said, he's going to be able to fire off the Hyper Voice right here in exchange for taking Thunderbolt damage, which could be a thing. We could be hoping for the Terrakion sweep late game. It does have Stone Edge and Rock Slide, so if he gets a significant amount of damage off onto the Sylveon, he could be hoping for just winning off with the Terrakion. Serperior has taken a little bit of damage. He is down to 50%. This could potentially be a Stone Edge sweep at the late game, depending on a few things. I suppose we could say with the Tornadus. I suppose you could say.
That Torn definitely needs to miss that Hurricane in order for Jarrett to
it has a Hurricane, it has the Iron Tail, right. So this could right here be a battle of probability. It is 4-1 right here on the scoreboard, but it could in theory be a lot closer than we're giving it credit right here. Because like I said, this could right here be a battle of probability. This could be a battle of accuracy.
Oh yeah, 100%. The likely moves on both sides right now, it's going to be an 80% accurate move versus most likely 70% accurate move.
Well, considering Stone Edge has to be hitting multiple times, we do have to be hitting Stone Edge 4 times. The probability changes a little bit from there, and it's going to be getting a lot less probable to be hitting all of those in a row. But we're going to have to see. There's not really very many plays he can be going for. Alternative to that, most likely he's just making his calculations right here to the damage calculator, making sure he needs to go for Stone Edge, and based on that play right here, he needs to go for that Stone Edge. So we see the first Stone Edge coming out, and we're going to have to see what he goes for right here. He could in theory go into Tornadus, and he could go for it right now, because at the end of the day, he knows that he's going to eventually have to land that Hurricane anyways at the end of the day. So he could go into it trying to go for it. Another interesting thing, I suppose, is if Hurricane doesn't 100% kill, if it gets down to maybe 90%, he can go into Tornadus, he can U-turn, he can sack, he can U-turn, he can sack, and then he can put it down all on the line, down to one move hitting. Because, like I said, both players have nothing to lose. Both players have to be hitting these situational attacks, and that's never something you want to do. You never want to be saying, okay, my game is decided on whether this lands or whether this doesn't land.
And kind of sadly, that's kind of what's going on right now.
That's the game we play. That's the game.
That's what Jarrett has to hope on.
Jarrett's
hoping that he hits at least 3 more.
He has to hit 3 more Stone Edges, and he has to potentially dodge that Hurricane. So the Superior is coming out right here, and it doesn't even matter. Because even though it's going to survive, we know that the Tornadus is still in the back. The Tornadus can U-turn, and then the Tornadus can follow it off with the knockoff, and that's going to be a fairly safe way to finish off the game. So unfortunate right there, but that is Stone Edge for you. Now,
yes, it is.
If Eoin is a real one, he's going to go hard, not hard rather. He's going to let the Superior die. He's going to go into the Tornadus, and he's going to click. He's going to go straight for, what am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say. He's going to go for the Hurricane. But it doesn't even matter. That doesn't even kill. Superior got better bulk than we expected it to, I suppose. Definitely a good game. Definitely a good game. Good games on both sides. I know it looks, as we see right here, it is a 3-0 victory. But game is 100% closer than you can give it credit for by just looking at the scoreboard right here.
100% is like when you look at it. This Superior was actually able to live that Stone Edge because it was 252 in HP.
Oh, so was it max
definitely,
HP?
Yeah,
oh, nice.
Definitely helped out for.
I can dig that. I can dig that. I didn't even realize that. Very nice. Very nice. So definitely playoff tier caliber game. Definitely a good game. Good prep on both players' sides, and well played on both sides as well. And Eoin is going to be moving on into the finals of the Magyar Conference to play off, as we mentioned, against King. And we'll hopefully be able to be covering that game as well. Best of luck to everyone, and we'll see you then.